Welcome one, welcome all, welcome to another exciting adventure in World War II. I am Bridger, and we are jumping into part 3 of our sea lion attempt here. We'll see how effective we are. Right now, I think we're counting down the days. 8 days until we demand the Sudetenland. I gotta turn the sound on here. There we go. Interesting. Well, we actually have enough infantry for yet another division. Let's call this one Infantry Division 3. We need to give it a different color, don't we? It needs to be a coolish color. No, we already got that. That'll do. We'll do sort of a weird purple color here. Anyway, I think what I want to do, though... There we go. So now we have a full army, mostly full army, slightly less full army. And we've got to give them some generals just in case we actually wind up going to war. Hello, Warren Ballard. Welcome. Von Bach, despite being cautious, is an infantry officer, so that seems like a useful thing. Let's put him in charge of the 1st Infantry Army. 2nd Infantry Army, another infantry officer is probably a good call. 3rd Infantry Army, a ranger. Oh, that's interesting. You know, we might want von Kukler in charge of our strategic reserve. That's a nice ranger ability, is in forests. It might not necessarily be good for strategic reserve. General max army size +6. And now that's interesting. If we ever do have some paratroopers, which we very well might, this guy is obviously the one we want. Skilled staffer, general max army size +6. How does one get the skilled staffer bonus if one does not already have it? Oh, if you control at least 24 armies. Well, there's a problem, isn't it? Oh, interesting. This is a special one that they give to everybody for Operation Barbarossa. But my point is, some of these, like especially like the Panzer Expert, is -3 to general army max size. So it's like, if you want to get skilled staffer, that will give you +6. So then you can take like Panzer Expert for -3 and something else for -3. Like I was looking at that. Guderian's got it, right? I gave him Panzer Expert. So he's not gained, well, it says 26 of 100. Controlling at least 24 armies. He hasn't been controlling at least 24 armies, so I don't know why it thinks that. How did he get any experience at all? These are good questions. Anyway, point being, I still haven't selected a leader for this one. I don't know if I want my skilled staffer to be one of these main infantry divisions. Maybe I do. Maybe just be my big infantry army. But if so, I kind of want my number 1, so that's easy to remember. So let's do that. We'll make this number 1. We'll make this number 3. And he can have up to 20, sorry, put him in the wrong place. He's got to be there. He can have up to 30. There, 30, and then 14, and then 8. We'll try to fill them up more as we go. So let's see. This is going to do 2 more, it looks like. which will leave us pretty short. Actually, that'll get us exactly to the 1 full division here, I think. But we're going to start a new training regimen for another 24. We'll build them in 24s, even if we wind up needing to put more in other places. All right. So we've also got some more for our Strategic Reserve, which we haven't assigned a leader to. Strategic Reserve, it's all about speed. If there's any generals that can boost speed, that would be ideal. Reinforcement rate might not be bad. Supply consumption also might be good, but I think defense also has to be nice and high. So who do we want to be in charge of our Strategic Reserve? I don't want to use Manstein or Rommel, because I've only got so many of these really good armor commanders. I want to use them for that purpose. I don't think I want to use the Strategic Reserve to have a huge... It doesn't need to be huge. Strategic Reserve only needs to be about 12 divisions to be effective. Hello, Paul. Greetings from Connecticut. Artillery attack. What does this look like? I don't remember my template here. They've got some artillery, but it's not a lot. I feel like this artillery attack guy, he might be good if I create like a shock division, which I usually like to do later on, is I'll create sort of a shock division that has a ton of artillery and like a heavy tank detachment. Organizer, higher planning speed, motorized officer. There we go. This is a motorized division, even though I wish I knew how this worked. Motorized leader experience factor 100%. Does the division have to be classified by the game engine as a motorized division? Right now, it's got like an armored car there, despite the fact that the armored car is only 2 of the 10 regiments here. Most of them, like the majority of them, are motorized. So I don't understand why it's chosen this symbol. I can change this symbol to anything I want. Not the template, I was thinking the symbol of the division, right? I can change it to whatever I want. In fact, Strategic Reserve, I kind of want to make it stand out here. That's not terrible. Though honestly, the armored car is not terrible, because that's kind of it's. Anyway, this guy's gonna be my choice. I just wish I knew, does that affect it at the regimental level or only at the divisional level, and what makes it determine? Because I could put a lot of armor in a thing and it still calls it a motorized division sometimes. It's weird. Anyway, here's what we're gonna do. We're going to clear all these and get ready for the potential fight. So, like, here's the thing. I'm actually not going to put all 30 in here. I'm going to put 26 to start with. We'll add more later. But what I want to do is put them on this border. I want the other 18... on this border just in case. I don't know how this mod handles the Demand Sudetenland situation. But we're going to try this out. We're going to give them some quick... And I guess he should probably be in this. I'm just going to give him some general planning here. This isn't how I'd normally use my Strategic Reserve, but I literally don't have enough units to cover this if they make a stink over the Sudetenland. So that's where we're at. And we've also got our light tanks down here. We've got a medium tank division there. Our light tanks are trying to drive into Madrid and maybe finally end this nonsense, although we're getting a good amount of XP from the fights over here in Spain. I don't think Madrid's going to fall that easy, unfortunately. Now, I think we leave these guys here, though it looks like... Wait, we can have up to 400 now? I wonder why the air volunteer plane limit went up. But either way, I think I definitely want to add... Actually, what we can simply do is raise the limits on these, right? How are these guys still... Oh, these fighters are still green because they have nobody to fight. The Kaz has actually gained experience, but the fighters have not. Because there's no other planes except for ours. There we go. We've got them up to 400 now. So maybe that extra Kaz will help break the Madrid stalemate. The side currently with the initiative because they have higher recon value. This means they get an extra chance. Up the Munich Conference. Both the British and French have accepted our claims to Sudetenland as legitimate, excellent. I guess it's automatic. Well, not necessarily, but... we gained some war support and stability. Thank you for appeasing Hitler. Everything is going well. Oh, that's not a focus. But we did get a bunch of more factories. So now we can do the first Vienna Award. Hungarians were one of the... Turn that down. In the slaughter of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, many Hungarians were stranded on foreign soil and blah, blah, blah. We award them some of the territories from Czechoslovakia. Now, how can we do that when we don't have those territories yet, right? We just give them, what, Southern Slovakia, I think is what the first Vienna Award is. All I have to do is own the Sudetenland. Huh. I'm honestly not sure what that does, but I guess it makes them like us more. But we're going to do Fate of Czechoslovakia as soon as possible. Because that will give us the rest of Czechoslovakia. It takes 70 days, and as long as it's past the 16th of March, which it is, we can do it. Well, we'll just queue up the first Vienna Award as well, just to see what happens. Oh, and we have to figure out what we're going to do with construction. We have so many civilian factories now. We've got 4 lines of naval dockyards, which I think is enough. I'm going to try to get another line of military factories going. I would like more synthetic oil refineries. Each individual one just gives so few. So little oil or fuel. 86. That's all we get. 86 per day. We can have 4.6 million. I don't know, gallons, I guess, might be what that is. But we only get 86 gallons a day from each of one of these synthetic oil refineries. It almost doesn't seem worth it, right? It's kind of a hilariously small number. I am making interceptors, right? Yes, heavy fighters, 3 per week. Let's bump that up by 2 when I get the chance. All right, so we've got our 38 stuff done there. Looks like we've got to do it here as well. Now, what's interesting is we don't have a Fallschirmjäger division. Literally can't have it. Like, I can build it, but you're supposed to get it when you research that first piece here. This is supposed to unlock the Fallschirmjäger division for us. It unlocked the type, but doesn't have us being able to build it yet. Do I want to start building a Marine division just yet? I don't think so. No, I don't think so. And I think I wanted to get rid of this occupation division too. I think we determined the garrison division is better, but I'll leave it there for now. Oh, what's the problem here? Not enough manpower or equipment to train a division. We need all of that. Oh, because it just put one into here. Okay, it just put a new one out. So what are we short on? 154 days, 90 days, 17 days, 148 days. So medium tanks and transport divisions still are important. This focus will give you the next level of medium tank for free. It will only work if you have the medium tank 1936 tech. Did it get bypassed? Because we just completed this one, I thought. Oh, that's a different thing. Anyway, we got a new medium tank because we did. Because we researched this. Oh, that's why I'm confused. It's showing add technology Panzer III-E because that's literally the next one, and it's just designed to show the next one. We already got the next one, so that's done. Get a new high command. Motorization research speed goes down, but mechanized breakthrough goes up, hardness goes up, armor of mechanized goes up, and production cost goes up. Armored car vehicles breakthrough goes up, soft attack goes up, but production cost goes up. This is a design company, Hanomag. And we'll be able to research half-tracks more quickly. Every army leader attack skill goes up and logistics skill goes down. Huh. Interesting. Bonus research speed for all the support types. Artillery expansion. A lot of these unlock design companies that I don't know if I'm going to use. I think I'm going to use them, but I don't know. We're still thinking about Plan Z, but it has to be once Advanced Machine Tools is done. So we got one more focus. Plan Z is 35. So we got 2 more focuses to do before we do Plan Z. I think we unlock this maybe soon. Political power gain goes up, war support goes up, occupation cost goes down, offensive war penalty goes down, Himmler becomes available, increasing non-core manpower, foreign subversive activities, blah, 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 military police research. Whoa! We get 200,000 manpower for free, and base stability goes way up. I don't know why I bothered doing all those other things to give me base stability, because it's massive right now. We still can't do these, because we need to get the next level of rubber and oil processing to do those. This is blocked off by the end of Czechoslovakia, so that's coming soon. And this is just a status marker. Huh. I could also consider we get 350 tactical bombers or 250 air transports. I would like having those air transports at some point, I'm sure. What are we currently researching vis-a-vis air units? We haven't researched anything. What do we have set up to research? Messerschmitt Air Forces. So fighters. So why don't we focus our next focus on that? Long-range fighters gives us a bonus for heavy fighter model research. So let's get that. And that way we can research fighters soon. We'll get regular fighters in the first research, and then the next research we'll get heavy fighters. And then we can change our design company to something else once we've done that. So these two... Oh, you know what? I haven't checked in Spain in a little bit. They're still fighting for Madrid. Still fighting. We have an unassigned division. How do we get an unassigned panzer division here? We've got another unassigned panzer division. Oh, wait a minute. Did those come for free with the focus? Activates 4 panzer divisions in Berlin with 20% equipment. Huh. Okay, is that the panzer division that I've already got? No, that's this one. Which is, in fact, the exact one I've already got, right? It looks like they've got a signal company, if I'm reading that correctly. So, thinking about this then, do we want them to have that signal company? Increases supply. Experience loss goes down with the signal company. I didn't realize that. Where is it getting 2 levels of experience loss going down? Signal company and something else? Is it the division? Ugh, I hate trying to figure this out. Is it one of these companies at all? Or is it this? No. How much experience is lost if a division, if they take casualties and have to replace them? Oh, is it just naturally higher? Let's look at anybody else. Oh, that's a natural number. Okay. So instead of it starting at 0, it starts higher. Wait a minute, no. Because this is giving us the experience loss. Minus 15. It's like a double negative, right? It's a negative experience loss. Oops. I'm going to get rid of everything until I find out where that is. Where's that 5%? Whoa, okay. There it is. Each motorized grenadier adds a reduction in experience loss. Good to know. Do the infantry also do that? Yeah, okay. So that's another way that they've really tried to make infantry, even motorized infantry, an important piece of every division. You can't just make a design entirely composed of armor, because then they lose experience faster. It's a weird way of doing it, but either way, let's go ahead and... I mean, I want these to have good experience. The thing is, every extra company you add lowers their armor, and I'm very reticent to do that. So I think what I want to do is remove that signal company, and the easiest way to do that is have them all switch to Panzer Design 2, and to do that, we switch this out to here, so that we know...
Zuhören. Befehle. Bereit.
So we can switch this to Panzer Division 2, then I can go in here and delete this one, and rename this one to Panzer Division, period. So it doesn't have a weird naming convention. Now, the problem here is these are all veterans, but they don't have any equipment. They just gave me this thing with no equipment. So now we're way behind in a lot of places. So 73, 238, 426 armored car units need a lot, and medium tanks. Let's give 3 more to armored cars. Ah, medium tanks actually have been replaced with a better model now. But are we going to research another model like right now? No. Not until 1940-ish. Not for a while, so we should definitely replace what we're building. This guy, which is actually more expensive to produce thanks to this company, but it's also better. Main gun. I've increased the soft attack by 0.4. That is not super useful or encouraging. But increasing the armor by 1.1, will that be a good enough number? These don't have huge increases at all. The third tick just isn't going to work. I'm not going to spend that. We're just going to go ahead and switch it out. We're not producing nearly enough. Not nearly enough. So having an extra line focused on military factories will be very valuable. And when I get the rest of Czechoslovakia, I'll get a few more military factories there as well. So now I think I had an idea for my research. Oh, okay. Vehicle tank radios required. We've already got that. Let's come back to this. We've got 200%. We can get that pretty quick. We're not ready for combat yet. What I think I want to do is get the ability to build Hummels in packs. And it will have the same problem. Better soft attack, better defense, better max speed. I mean, they all have to be the same max speed. So yeah, we might as well do that. It's good to have that early on because the medium tanks early on are quite slow. And if you put, you put them in there with motorized infantry, you lose a lot of the speed. Like if we compare this to the light, actually the light is also really weak. I figured light tanks would go faster. First Vienna Ward focus complete. Yeah, I guess we gave them southern Slovakia without actually taking control of it ourselves. Fine. Hungary, be happy with what I gave you. All right, that's great. By the way, I do want to consider more radar stuff. Like, that should have a second level. Don't know that we need anything else besides that, though. We've also got to design our naval situation here. 1936 cruiser hull. This is close to what we want, so let's duplicate it. Call it a lookout class, because we want this to be our patrol boat. And just give it lots of aircraft, right? Although, if it's a patrol boat, it's also going to get into combat, which is always my consideration. Like, maybe I should also give it more guns or anti-sub. I'm going to pair this with some destroyers, so I don't think I need to give it anti-sub. Then I can give it a sonar here. No. Yeah, we want to make sure it has good sub detection, but we're going to give it radar too. Perfect. Oh, interesting. It gives you better light and heavy attack and anti-air. I didn't know that. I knew it gave you better detection. I didn't realize it also gave you those things. And then we'll give it better light cruiser batteries. We can give it better cruiser armor. 34 knots. 33 knots is still very good as far as speed is concerned. This doesn't lower the speed, and that's the only thing I'd consider taking off of it. So this is a very good class for helping us patrol. And we will go ahead and get at least 7 dockyards working on that as soon as possible. Well, maybe 5. Let's start with 5. We'll add more later. Now, what else do we need? We also need an actual, like, fleet light cruiser that's less concerned with visuals and more concerned with winning an actual battle that it gets involved in. So we'll give it some torpedo launchers and I think an anti-air. Oh, the other one should be, damn it. And this will be CL Fleet. Ah, damn it. Okay. I didn't realize I didn't duplicate it. All right, so now we'll duplicate it and we'll call it Lookout Class. Change it to this, re-add those aircraft, and we're good to go. Oops. Now the fleet one, instead of sonar, maybe we give it a fire control system. Yeah. For the fleet one, I think that's the right call. All right. Now we'll definitely want to add both of these to the list. I think we want fleet. Well, I want to make it easy to figure out how to add these. So let's put the cruisers higher up. And in fact, let's do a good naming convention here so it's easy to find these things. Just call it CL for Cruiser Light. And I think we'll have them 5 producing that, and I want at least 7 on light fleet cruisers, because we're going to need a bunch of them too. All right, so new... We're also producing new convoys, which is important. So 1.76 a month. We have a lot fewer convoys than I thought we did. I think because we increased our trade to get that oil. So I do always want one dockyard perpetually getting us more of these. Maybe we should have a second one. But we'll come back to that as we build more dockyards. It just takes so many dockyards to mount a navy. It's an insane amount of dockyards. These guys can recover. They're moving people out of Madrid, which I'm totally okay with. As soon as they all leave, I'll attack again. There will be only 1 division in there, but they'll move another one in time, I'm sure. But we're also taking the time to increase our planning. We can get to 30% now. Okay, William Keitel gives us a bit more. We don't care about that. Do we want to increase production efficiency growth or decrease the growth but give us more consumer goods factories? I don't think we want to do either of those because right now we are growing but not in many. So we can ignore that for now. Machine tools for civilian versus military. Construction speed down but output up. I think we're fine leaving it balanced. We don't need to do emergency factory. No. All right, we'll give this 2 or 3 more days here, and then we'll attack Madrid again. Infantry radios have been complete. That's right. We wanted to do a fighter. Let's do light fighters with Messerschmitt as our design company. All right, fully developed plan here. Unfortunately, there's still 3 infantry defending Madrid, so we're not really going to take it. We're just weakening them and giving Guderian some good... Organizer is 43% done. Mountaineer, Hill Fighter, Urban Assault Specialist. We're helping him learn about fighting in urban environments, I guess. I keep forgetting to click this. Yeah, he's getting... Okay. Okay, so that's what that means. So it looks like he's gaining more experience. I think he had 36 last time I looked. I think the experience, even though it's gained while controlling at least 24 armies, he might still get some experience when not. It's like that's the most he gets. That's when he gets the most experience at a time. Okay. Let's finish this one. This is, again, it's armor that's faster, but more expensive. And we want to replace the light tank with this. Armor thickness. Look at that. +1, people. That's amazing. No, it's terrible. I wouldn't mind having extra reliability on it, though. So I'm happy with that little adjustment there. And do we want to go further down this tree? Air support mission efficiency is nice. I think we want to get down here by the time. Like this one, though. Ace generation chance. Boy, do I not care about that, really. I'm going to use this experience when I get the fighters built. So I'm going to leave that for now. So we're not going to get any newly deployed Panzer divisions anytime soon. These guys are missing a lot of equipment. So they'll have to get that built up soon. Decisions are still available. We don't want to care about those. Long-range fighters, huh? Now, where do we go next? Strategic Doctrine bombing. Air Force investments. We want to do that after we've researched our new planes. Marine technology. We're actually going to be doing marine technology sometime soon. Research bonus for ships, period. Mine laying and mine sweeping technology. Oh, we get free dockyards here. I should have thought about this earlier. And we can potentially do cruiser submarines. I should have done that a little bit sooner. It does make our MEFO bills even more punishing. Like, we barely get any political power right now. Oh, boy. I think the very next thing we do might have to be get rid of this political advisor in favor of one that gives us more political power. Because that is barely coming in now. How do we deal with... Is there ever a way to get rid of MEFO bills? Or... Alright, so the good news is it looks like... Oh, the one we're doing is going to hurt us even more. Okay. It doesn't look like there's a way to get rid of that short of going to war. Because Plan Z is going to make it worse also. Ugh. Ah, finally. An excellent outcome indeed. It looks like we actually gained some equipment. Hello there. Thanos. Polish Thanos? Is that what that is? Thanos PL? We're getting our 2 divisions back.
Befehle.
And one of them gets a new friend. Or rather, the army's going to get a new friend. So fuel is being stockpiled. We're trying desperately to fill these machine gaps here. These equipment gaps. 200, 49, 1388 because we just redid the medium tank. Tactical bombers, 600 and change. Armored car units, so we need to add more medium tanks. Production. Even after it ramps up, we're still going to need more. Oh, also, we're going to have medium tank varieties here very soon. All right, so now, again, there are a bunch of these that I'd like to get done eventually. I don't know. Oh, free dockyards. Yes, for sure. What does trade interdiction require? We have to have researched trade interdiction. You don't say. Oh. Well, that's a problem, isn't it? I have to come back and research this, and then research this again. God! I can't believe you require... Really? They didn't put an either or, like you can do Plan Z or the U-boat effort. You could do both, so... Oh, this... Okay, those are technology... Okay, I see now. The reason it requires trade interdiction is because it gives me all the doctrine chunks. It gives me like 5 free doctrines there that I don't have to research. But it makes no sense. I thought it unlocked actual technologies, like new equipment types or something. But I understand now. That is fine. Well, I guess we got to start doing strategic bombers too, huh? Production cost is down. So the next thing we should research is more of those. In the meantime, though, let's get some more stuff in the army focus areas. Eventually, we want to add this, but not yet. Fate is Czechoslovakia is in 6 days. The next piece of this is September 1st, 1939. We can do the second Vienna Award. This one just needs us to finish the... so Memel State is a core. Poznan claim is gained. And then Danziger War, potentially. Excellent. We actually need our medium tanks to have a commander, don't we? So the question is, Manstein or Rommel? He's the Desert Fox already? I thought he gained the title of Desert Fox after, you know, fighting in the desert. It seems odd that they... if they could, you know what I bet they would have done is given him, like, half of the experience necessary. Reckless. Trickster, Panzer Leader, these are the same. This is Engineer Fort Attack. I think I want Manstein to be my main armor leader. I'll probably need a new... So this is my mountain army. I don't think I have somebody who's specifically good in the mountains. Though I'll keep looking here for a second. Aha, Mountaineer, actually. Perfect. He's also a Winter Specialist and a Commando. What else can he get? He can become a Skirmisher. Lowers the size, but gives you probing attack. Oh, because he's a Commando, he could also be a Fallschirmjäger. We already have a Fallschirmjäger, though. Damage reduction against Kaz. We don't need to worry about that. Ooh, he could also become adaptable. Terrain penalty reduction. That seems very good for a mountain army leader. He only has one slot left, so I think we're going to choose this one. When he gets another slot, we'll pick a new option. What's the situation with our special forces limit at the moment? 32 of our 85 battalions. 3 divisions of Marines if we wanted to.
Achtung!
And I think that our mountain army is 20 width. So, if it's 120, we need 6 of these. We're going to need a bigger special forces limit. I think we want to get a couple more of these guys. All right, done. A couple more mountain divisions, so we'll have 6 divisions total. Now, does everybody have a leader? Yes, everybody's got a leader except for this training army. All right, so we can speed things up now that the Spanish Civil War is no longer in effect. The fate of Czechoslovakia. Now, this is an interesting question, right? Set up Slovakia as a puppeted state. Advised if you have Czechoslovakia as a player. Carpathia, Ruthenia. That's here, right? And then Slovak state annexes Czechoslovakia. But Slovak state becomes owner and controller of Bohemia and Moravia. Oh, it lowers our MEFO bills. That's good, no matter which way we do it. I think Germany becomes the owner and controller of Bohemia and Moravia in this case, and then Slovakia gets these other pieces. Oh, no, because it annexes Czechoslovakia. Anyway, I don't want to do that, and I don't think I want to do this either. I could partition it with Hungary, which actually has a higher compliance. Or all of Czechoslovakia belongs to the Reich. It says in parentheses Sudetenland and Eastern Sudetenland. What does that mean? Oh, those are the places where the compliance is changing. Now I see. So theoretically, Hungary would pick up 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe, and we would get these other pieces. And those other pieces would have higher compliance. But you know what? All of Czechoslovakia belonging to the Reich, I think that is necessary. We get all the factories. It's going to cost us a little political power. That's just the way it is. Sorry, Hungary. We just don't trust you. Although, actually, you know what? It might be interesting. Let's load the autosave from 2 days ago here. I would like to see how it's partitioned with Hungary before I make that decision. If it's partitioned with Hungary and I get most of it, I might just do that. Just because they'll be slightly more effective at utilizing the manpower. I think they have a core on the territory. Maybe they'll like me more. Maybe they'll be more effective. I don't know. I have plenty of room to build new factories and stuff. So let's just let this crank along. There it is. So let's try partitioning it with Hungary and see what happens. Okay, so that's how it sets that up. So Hungary would get control of this. But it's an occupied state for Hungary, too. So it doesn't really help them at all. Except it does give them more, factories, a few more factories. I think I can afford to give that to them. What about, there's no resources there, are there? There are resources there. But really the only one of note is the steel. And I don't think I have an issue with steel right now, especially because I've got access to this Swedish steel up here, which is an interesting way to do that, but, I do. Oh, interesting. We finally need more rubber. Which suggests that I need to start another rubber plant somewhere if I can. Put it here. In 39, I'll be able to build more rubber plants in those areas. But it doesn't give you more per plant that's already been built. It's just, they are what they are. Period. Full stop. Okay, I like this distribution. It's fine. Hungary will make a slightly better ally now. I'm going to get a bunch of Poland as well. And then if I get all of France, what are the 5 factories I'm going to get for Hungary going to matter? Probably that's going to, be important to consider. Now, I think I want to keep these consumer good factory reductions in place and the resource gain from efficiencies there. I think I'm going to replace Bowman. Bohemia has been reunited with Germany. We've seized valuable land equipment from our fallen enemies. See, I wish they would stop using customized names for these things. I don't know what a Seska Zobrojovka is. I'm assuming that's infantry equipment just because of the size. But we did get 1,000 infantry trucks, which we desperately needed. And we got Rubrikanon version 75, 35. I don't know what that is. Horse equipment, radio equipment, support equipment, that's pretty important. So who is I'm supposed to add here? Rudolf Hess I'm going to put in place to boost our political power output. Maybe I'll do it in place of this one. No, that's very valuable too. Damn it. Stupid MEFO bills. Autarky and steel trade is also hurting me. I can consider not doing a focus for a little bit too. All right, medium tanks. We still need a lot more of them. The trucks helped out a lot, though. I think that got us close to... Yeah, actually, that put us over into positive for transport vehicles. So now we just need to get armored cars and medium tanks to match our current numbers. So now, yeah, I should consider... Oh, new subsidiaries. Oh, because the end of Czechoslovakia. So what does this do? Steel Barons loses its penalty to political power. Very important right now. Consumer goods factories goes up a little bit. That's bad. Production efficiency and construction speeds go crazy up. And we get a bunch of free building slots and military factories. Yes. Say yes to that. So I think this doesn't happen until, or unless, so the French state, somebody said, was fascist France. I don't know how true that is. Let's see, where's my heavy fighters? There we are. Super fast. The steel trade is just perpetually using 3 of my... Oh, we've got new factory space. Have I not researched the medium tank variants yet? Is it still... Yes, Hummels are not done. Neither is the Stug. Huh. They take a lot longer in this mod. In that case, I don't know. It's telling me that I'm missing something here. Oh, there we go. Now I've put it on there. Can you stop being flashy? I don't know what this thinks it's going to tell me. Cruiser submarine? Is that the new thing that you want to point out? I mean, I should make cruiser submarine type. Give them good torpedo tubes, good engines. Oh, they can come with a fuel tank. We don't need that just now. It can come with air. Yeah, let's do a float plane. And then radar. I don't think it needs radar. What it needs is a snorkel, which we'll research soon enough. So for now, don't worry about that. Naval dockyards are still trying to catch up with our desire to build a CL fleet. Oh. Gulp. Okay, advanced machine tools, 33 days. So soon we're actually going to stop and go straight for Plan Z. We'll go back over to the subsidiary thing in a second. Meantime, I'm going to take these factories, I'm going to dump them into support equipment. Anytime you have extra factories, you don't quite know what to do, but you know you're going to need those factories somewhere else real soon, put them in support equipment. Don't call Hungary into the war with Poland. Good tip. Let's put another one there. Needed for reinforcement, and yet, pretty sure we have plenty of those things, so I don't know why that doesn't always line up for me. Excellent. Improved fire control system is one thing we were hoping to get. We could start researching Schnorkel. It's 100% ahead of time bonus. Yeah. That way we could potentially put the cruiser submarine to have a snorkel and we'll be in good shape. We're already researching our 2 planes. Once these are done, we can switch over. Ah, the Stockhanovite movement. Look at that beautiful mustache. Gorgeous. That just speeds up our research. I don't think we care about that just yet. There we go. Now we have an ahead-of-time bonus for mechanized. We've also got... Well, we could do German assault guns. I just don't know when I'd ever want to add this specifically, but I might unlock it just so I can really see what it adds to a division with the pluses and minuses really easily visible. I should get these eventually, too. I'm going to want them. It's a pretty nice bonus to all of them. And I need them in order to get this stuff. But let's do the assault gun so that it gets the same max speed. 6.9, is that what this is? Yes. That way, if I add it to a medium armor group, we'll have the same max speed. I want to change off of that Messerschmitt. Or not Messerschmitt, I'm sorry. Benz. Daimler Benz. When I get a better option. Which looks like if I want to start up, researching light tanks, boy, that's a big reduction. Minus 10%. That's fast. Vomag. This is what I kind of want for the future. It reduces the cost of my mechanized equipment. Increases their hardness. That's very nice. The problem I'm having is the only medium designers I have. This one requires Albert Speer, and we need to have completed the focus Panthers in the East. This one requires a different focus. This one requires us to have done a different focus choice earlier on. And this one also requires that same choice. So the only one coming up in the future is this one. and this one. These are going to be available for medium tank options in the future. Right now, this is our only choice. It gets way more expensive, but also way better. Like, reliability plus 10% is great. More defense on a tank is also great, because normally that's one of their weakest points. Although that means, of course, that they're not getting the most out of it that they could, so fair enough. Infantry division. Where do we want to put that? Let's err on the side of getting 2 decent-sized divisions. Whoa, that's a little too far. We don't need to go all the way into Hungary. All right. Do we need a medium self-propelled air battalion? I don't think we do. Now that reminds me, though, I think this light tank one... No, it just has a towed anti-air. And I don't know if it needs that. I might get rid of that in the future. So what I did find is there's a design company that we unlocked. Here we are. For armored cars and mechanized. Production cost goes up a little bit, but breakthrough, soft attack, and hardness go up a lot. That's nice. Armor of mechanized goes up 20%. This is a very good one. But it really only if we're about to research armored cars and mechanized. Unfortunately, we already researched armored cars, jerk, but we are about to research mechanized. Enables Panzer Grenadier and... Oh, a mechanized logistics company. Huh. That's interesting. We'll have to see what the differences are there, because we definitely have motorized logistics company here. Oh, that's infantry battalion. That's garrison battalion. Well, motorized logistics company must be unlocked over here. Yeah. But mechanized, reduced production cost but higher hardness. I think we do get this mechanized equipment designer right now. It would be nice if our artillery also had these things. But I think the mechanized equipment designer is a little nicer. Opal just lowers the cost of transport vehicles. But here's the thing. They permanently affect capabilities of all equipment research while they're hired. Okay. But, correct me if I'm wrong, we start the game with the ability to build transport vehicles, and we cannot research any new ones. I'm pretty sure this is a useless focus. I don't even know where it came out. A KDF wagon focus? Oh, there it is. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a useless focus. Could be something that the mod's authors missed. Okay. Anyway, Plan Z is about to be shown to us finally. And we have a slot ready and waiting for it to build the battleship. Well, almost. This has got to finish, which is like 6 days from now. I think we start this mechanized research. We do have 100% ahead of time bonus. Interesting. I thought this would require advanced machine tools. But it doesn't. It's just showing you what to expect along those lines, I guess. I don't know. So now we need a new national focus. It's going to be that one down there, because that's, again, the one that gives us the bonus to political power per day by 0.1. So we gained a bunch of new factory dockyards. Now, we're on the clock. We do want to reassert Eastern claims to gain Memel. Huh. At least I thought we'd be on the clock. It says we had 1,800 days to build those things. I thought it would be tracked in the decisions window. I think it may be that you have this many days to do this is not actually having any effect. That might be from the original you need to unlock heavy battery guns too. Improved heavy battery. In order to get the next piece down, battleship focus. Yes. Ah. Messerschmitt BF-110 heavy fighter can be upgraded. And we can give it... It's already got really good range, actually. So this will give it slightly better agility. Slightly better max speed. Slightly better air attack. Sure. There we go. Oh, we've also got dockyards. So we now we've done our 2 types of light cruisers. Let's lay down. Heavy cruiser uses cruiser hull, which we're still not going to get for a while. Oh, you know what? No. Let's start building our carriers. I'd like to get all of my heavy cruisers and battleships using the new hull, if possible. It's probably not possible, but we'll give it a shot. Hangar space, hangar space, hangar space. Obviously. There's almost no reason you'd ever want to do that. Oh, extra deck armor. Come on. Really? Germanic mythology. Wotan. Ah, Europa sounds like a good class name. There we go. We'll give them all the dockyards they can handle. And we're going to change the plane composition. 30-30 is not bad either. Let's do 25-35. Since we're using a fleet doctrine that has carriers in a subsidiary role, they're more about providing air support for our battleships. Damn. I want to reposition some of these. Let's do that, and then let's do that. Bingo. Okay. And now I want at least 4 factories on each of these as soon as possible. We've got 1 factory starting it up. Let's do this and this. That way they get them pretty quickly after each other. We've also got a problem with our trade now. We have to start sending more factories overseas for that. The thing about all of this, there's our advanced machine tools. Finally, now we can start 70 days to get our 1940 ship hull. That's so fast. And I know exactly where the next piece is going. We need to get this all or nothing armor scheme. And I think we've got to use this to speed it up. Now, should we have some of our Navy training? Oh, we've got a mine laying group there. In order to gain some... We'll reorganize our Navy later. Right now, I'm just looking at... Hang on. Don't want to research naval bombers or tactical bombers yet. Do I want to start researching naval doctrine? I think I need to keep going down the land doctrine route, honestly. So do we want an armored spearhead, where I think those are heavy assault guns. Heavy assault guns. Medium assault gun support company. Oh, that's interesting. So when do we get heavy assault guns? Is that unlocked later, or are these also medium assault guns? There's the heavy assault gun battalion and heavy assault gun company. Okay, so the last one, the Sturmtiger, is a heavy assault gun, which means that these are bonuses for regular assault guns and heavy assault guns. Support battalions gain a lot of organization. Tanks gain breakthrough and organization bonuses. What else do we get? Recovery rates, more organization across the board. Supply grace improvements. I like the idea of better supply grace. Motorized grenadiers, panzer grenadiers, and Amtrak battalions get better organization and recovery rate. So there's a lot of good things in here. What is the better situation over here? Motorized and panzer grenadiers get bonus to their max speed. So if you're using a lot of motorized and mechanized infantry independently of tanks, then this speeds them up. And this allows all your regular infantry to also get sped up. Mechanized offensive. So yeah, if you're using a lot of mechanized or motorized forces, this will work. Here's the thing. Not a lot of rubber that we have access to. If I was playing as the United States and I was using the mobile warfare doctrine, this might be a very good tree to go down. But as it is, we're going to take advantage of the tank tree. Thank you very much. Another one for our strategic reserve. Is that the last one? Yeah. We're not building any more strategic reserve right now, though I kind of feel like I should. How many do I want? I think I'd like one strategic reserve army that has 8 and another that has 4. So we'll get another 6, and we'll create another army with it as it comes out. BF 109 can be replaced with the 109E. This I do want to increase its range if we can. We can go to 150 to increase everything. We'll do that. There we go. Now, for the carrier hull, I think what I want to do is do 2 and then have a second carrier also going at full speed, hopefully. So if we get this last dockyard going, it'll be done beginning of next year. Excellent. There's Plan Z. That's what I was looking for. So, effects when failed. What if we... Wait a minute. Hold up. What do you mean? Effects when failed? Here, have all these bonuses. Is that an assumption that's going to fail? Or is it just... Will it show us the success? Like, it won't tell us what happens if we succeed. And it appears that it's only counting things we have now. So if we have 10 heavy ships, which I guess is battleships and battle cruisers, 30 cruiser types, and 100 destroyers, and 4 carriers. That's what we need. We're building a lot of destroyers right now, and we're building a decent number of cruisers, just no heavy cruisers right now. Still learning this this mod, so I'm sorry it's taking me a little while to get through it. Do we want to start any new fighter groups? Heavy fighters, yeah, we want a heavy fighter squadron, for sure. We're still short on tactical bombers by quite a bit. Oh, Japan annexed and created a puppet of China, I believe. Or it will. The mod is supposed to, theoretically, force a treaty when Japan takes over enough of China. It looks like the mod has broken. Whoopsies. Alright, so it still has a bunch of stuff to do. We finished new subsidiaries also. Can't do much on these trees at all now. This requires at least 1.5 million manpower and divisions in the field. This will give us a war economy, which lowers our recruitable population. Ooh. Consumer goods factories goes down, of course, though. All kinds of other bonus things. We could just not choose a focus for a little bit. If it's not pressing, this we can't do for a little while. This gives us free dockyards, though. This is 20 days. Let's do it. And now we actually have some free... Memel had the free military factories that just gave us that? Yeah, it had 4 of them. Okay. Okay. We'll take it from you, Memel. Let's do 2 and 2. And I definitely want at least 1 more factory each before we consider anything else. And probably heavy tanks after that. Armored cars, I think, still haven't caught up to where we are. We need more chromium from Turkey. The wonderful world of chromium. Yeah, we claim Memel. What do you care? So I have a lot of these guys training. And it's like I'm using it to get naval experience, which is pretty high. Oh, I didn't realize. I forgot. I was getting some from that guy that I put in charge of something. This guy lowers my army experience gain. I definitely want to replace him before we go into battle. Got to remember that. Now, I think what I'd like to do is not choose a new focus for a little while. I think that's what I want to avoid. Let's check out our situation vis-a-vis these ships. We're producing Only 1 sub per month. That doesn't seem like enough. 6 of these escort destroyers per year. Also doesn't seem like enough. What about these over here? Only 2 light cruisers per year? Damn, they take a long time. Well, we're definitely going to go ahead and increase both of those. Now it's only 3 per year. Light cruisers take a long time to build, even with 10 dockyards. Need something to boost our dockyard output. Nope, that's not a plan. Yes, that's right. We don't want to do that because I'm going to avoid focusing for a bit in order to build up our political power to make some changes here. Because right now our political power, geez, only 1.16 per day is rough. I thought we were going to fix the steel trade thing too. When we got the new subsidiaries, I thought this... I guess it lowered it by 0.1, but it's still 0.1. It must have been 0.2 subtracted before. Armored cars, yes, are still a bit of an issue. I think I have them being worked on. A new factory going to the armored car. Yep, new factory there. A couple new factories here. Pretty soon we're talking real money. I want to avoid building any new heavy cruisers until I get the next tier of cruiser armor and stuff, but I don't think that's going to be possible. I think I have to start building it soon. So let's go ahead and look at it. The Panzer Schiff. I don't know if it's different fundamentally from the 1936 cruiser. Like if we look at this versus 1936 cruiser hull, I think they're both the same, basically. Panzer Schiff allows these things. Oh, interesting. Okay, so the Panzer Schiff allows more... it seems to allow more torpedoes in lieu of, I guess, anti-sub stuff. 36, 15, 22, 1. Oh. Oh, it's got stuff on it. And it's a defaults to a heavy battery. Oh! Heavy battery. That is different. This would default to also a heavy battery. Hang on. Oh, it's a heavy ship. I meant the cruiser. Okay, now I understand. So the Panzer Schiff is a cruiser with battleship guns on it. Not a battle cruiser, per se, which is a battleship with lighter armor. No, it's a cruiser. So let's see. The Deutschland-class battleship has big battleship guns on it. Can it have any other guns on it? No. It only has the one set of big battleship guns. That seems like it's kind of weak. But it's 11 and 36. And then the armor is 12. If you compare that to what we could do with a battle cruiser. So if we took like a heavy ship hull and did battle cruiser armor, we'd get 25. Why is it -3, I wonder? Where's that coming from? Is it the hull? Armor 28. Oh, battle cruiser armor, though. 33. It's still -3. What is causing the -3? That's it's driving me crazy. Anyway, so this would be 25 with battleship guns. This guy is 12 with battleship guns. You're putting battleship guns on a very small thing. Don't want it. We've figured it all out. I'm looking to build an actual heavy cruiser here. That's all I want. This is a good place to start. Let's duplicate it. And let's call it the Freya for the hell of it. CA Freya. There we go. It's going to definitely be Cruiser Engine 2. We've already got the right guns on there. We don't really need the ability for it to see stuff. Let's give it another secondary battery. I don't think as a heavy cruiser we want it to have torpedo launchers, to be honest. I kind of just want to make it have some good anti-air. We don't care about sonar. The radar actually improves its attack, so we're going to keep that. We're going to give it a fire control system too. Yes, reliability goes down a little bit, but we're going to take that hit for the better damage. So this is our fleet heavy cruiser. We're going to use this in conjunction with our battleships. We could make some slightly fast... Oh my god, this thing's slow as hell. I put too much on it. What if we took this off? Well, that didn't take much off at all. It's barely increased it by a knot. The long and short of it is if we put 3 guns on the thing, it's too heavy. I think. We could put lighter guns on it. Like a light cruiser battery. Wait a minute. Why doesn't this have... Oh. Heavy cruisers only do light attacks? Is that different from vanilla? Hello, Renard Brown. Thank you for the spam. Oh, you said the Panzerschiff also has a big range difference, huh? Oh, 10,000 versus 3,000. Holy moly. You weren't kidding. I swear, the heavy cruiser battery did heavy attacks. Am I misremembering that? Or does the mod change this around so that heavy guns are the only things that do heavy attacks? So that battle cruisers and battleships have a better role. That would mean that with that change, heavy cruisers are really just better versions of light cruisers. Light cruisers excel at killing destroyers. Heavy cruisers excel at killing light cruisers and destroyers. Because... yeah, Panzerschiff with a raiding fleet goes anywhere. You're not wrong. So a light cruiser battery has a piercing of 5.2. That's only good enough for killing destroyers. But a heavy cruiser battery has piercing that's enough to pierce the armor of other heavy cruisers. Of other cruisers, I should say. So light cruisers can kill only destroyers. Heavy cruisers can kill destroyers or light cruisers. That's the way that I see this shaken down. I'm also going to definitely want to put some anti-air on there. I don't need it to be able to see things, and I might put a torpedo launcher on there to keep the max speed up. The torpedo launcher really just gives it the ability to do... All right, 27 knots is pretty good. This thing is escorting stuff that's going to be going no faster than 24 or 25 or 26 at best, is my guess. So I think 27 is fine. Hell, if we can get battleships going at 27 knots when I've loaded them down with all kinds of great guns and stuff, I'll be very happy with 27 knots. I'm expecting more like 24 or 25. So this, I think, is a great heavy cruiser for the fleet. C.A. Freya. Oh, but it's not... Oh, there it is. Okay, I just renamed it. Okay. And we'll go ahead and stick this guy higher up on the list so he's easy to find. There we go. So for the next 8 dockyards that pop up off the construction line, we'll be ready. And how long are these taking to go, to assemble? Approximately 20 days. A little more, a little less. Maybe 18 days each. That's not bad. We're getting quite a few new ones. When these guys get fully trained up, I'm going to stop their training. Fleet destroyers. We have quite a few fleet destroyers now. These are the Scharnhorst battleships, and we do have one Panzer Schiff already, the Graf Spee. Don't really know how I'll use that. If it's very fast, it would be good at raiding, that's for sure. Do I want to bother getting light tank variants here? I don't know. I don't think so. Let's get improved suspensions for now. But, like, let's look back at that. Its max speed is only 24 knots, which doesn't make it super great for raiding. Because it's got that one ginormous battleship gun on it. But it's as fast as you can make these kind of ships. So yeah, I guess you could use it to raid really far away, and it's a beast unto itself. If it comes across any light cruisers or... It's only got 11 armor, though, because it is a cruiser. It's not a... Should have 12, but it's 11 for some reason. Maybe because of the... something else. Anyway, I don't know how I'm going to use that. Now, these battleships, the Gneisenau, that's a nice, fast battleship. Early on, these battleships are normally way slower. But it started at 28, now it's at 25. Is the speed reduced because of this? No, that's damage and defense. Oh, this is showing effective speed, also taking into consideration all of the current conditions in the water where it is, the different water terrain, I guess you could say. And that's decent max range. Don't really care about that. We do care that it's got decent armor. 26 armor is quite good. It can pierce its own armor. Usually you want that, I guess. But the light attack barely has any piercing effect. So this thing is helpless because it's only got level 1 secondaries. So the Scharnhorst is great at killing cruisers. Better at targeting bigger ships. Okay. Guess it's good at killing cruisers and other battleships, but it's not good at killing anything else. Can't kill destroyers for crap. I don't know. Do you use light attack against cruisers or do you use heavy attack against cruisers? That's something I have to look up later. Either way, I've got a couple of decent starter battleships, you might say. And then you've got some really old... Oh, we have more than one Panzer Schiff. Okay, we've got a bunch of Deutschland-class cruisers here. These are pre-dreadnought hulls in comparison to the other one. I think these might just be usable for support of... it's only got one turret on it. What the hell? We might just use this as like support for an invasion. I don't think this battleship is going to do anything against anybody. I mean, I guess it's still got 31 heavy piercing, but I don't want it in a fleet because it'll slow the fleet way down to 18 knots. I don't need to delete them. I can still use them to support landings. I can have my main fleet patrol while these old clunkers are supporting the landings on the beaches. They still serve that purpose, I think. And these early destroyers I'm always problematic with because of how low their max range is. Now, for the Germans, it's not that big of a deal. We're not going that far with destroyers. But the... oh, and these aren't even like... What the hell is the point of this thing? It can't even escort anything. All it does is it's a mine layer. Should change it to the right symbol then. Let's go ahead and go back through the stupid... this is always fun, right? Watch Bridger as he goes through and tries to reassess the value of all the different... Okay. Is this what I consider an escort ship? Yes, because it has the ability to sink subs. Can it see subs? Not really, but it can still help sink them. So I'm going to keep that as an escort ship, sure. What about this one? This is a mine layer. It's not... Put the stupid mine layer on it. That's all it is. Mine laying rails. Can't really do much else. It has torpedoes, but I don't want it in combat. Why didn't that change? Oh, I didn't save it. Okay. Mine layer. Boom. And this one? Mine layer. Not a destroyer. I love these icons. I love that it's easy to see what's what, but you got to put the right icons on the right things for your mod. Otherwise, it's very confusing. These are all mine laying ships. Ostseeflotte. And we have 2 cruisers, which are also mine-laying ships. And then over here, what about these light cruisers? What kind of cruiser design are these? Mine-laying ships! Oh, okay. What about this one? Okay, see, this is actually a decent light cruiser. It's an all-rounder. It's not great, but it's got enough speed to keep up. That's what I mostly care about. This thing will do some damage to destroyers. It even has torpedoes, so it might hit heavy ships. It has some crappy armor, but it'll do damage. It has good range and good speed. I'm okay with the Leipzig class. They are all good as far as I'm concerned. In fact, with regards to the Leipzig class, is this a... it's not a good escort. It's not a good detector because it has no radar and only one poor air thing. But it's a good fleet cruiser. It's a good screen for the main fleet. It's not great, but it's good enough. So then what about this guy? This is another design that we need to figure out. This is also okay. 27 knots isn't great, but again, my battleships are going to slow us down to that at least anyway. So this is fine. We'll give this the fleet designation as well. What are the other destroyers in here? They're all mine layers. What are you doing? I'm going to go ahead and take those out and put them in this mine laying fleet. I don't know why this is... The designers of the mod created that thing. What a mine layer should look like. I don't know. A life preserver? No, explosion. There we go. I also don't like when they use the super dark that you can't really see anymore. Oh, I got to do the whole division. Now I have to go back to here and tell it to use the fleet's color. There we go. Okay. And then so here we've also got to go ahead and organize this. Move that into the mine-laying fleet. These got to go to the mine-laying fleet. Okay. So now we have essentially like a raiding fleet. This is 24 knots. Should I send some light cruisers along with that? Because what is this good at killing? It's actually got a lot of light attack built into it. The Panzer Schiff... Wait a minute. Where's the light attack? Is it all from this? No. Oh, it's got a second set of secondaries. Got it. So I like 19 light attack is quite good. Let's compare that to my design for a light cruiser. For part of my fleet light cruiser. I have 15. How is that so much better? That's 3.6. This one is 19. That's only 3. Are these special secondaries? 6 and 1. 6 and 1. Torpedo attack, sure, but is it this? No. This is heavy attack. Where's it getting all the extra light attack from? Is it built into the ship? I think it's built into the Panzer ship. It's got built-in secondaries or something weird? Yes, it does. No, maybe? This is supposed to be an empty... It is. It's built in. I'm the only German player who spent this much time on a fleet. I like the fleet designer. I've got this like the appreciation for like these massive machines. There's a place nearby where I live called Battleship Cove. It's in Rhode Island, I think. Or is it Massachusetts? It's right near the border of Massachusetts and Rhode Island. I think it's in Massachusetts. Anyway, they've got the USS something there. Let's see. The USS Massachusetts. Sure. It is in Massachusetts. And it's got the USS Massachusetts, which is a battleship of what class? I can't remember. Oh, I know why that's going weird on me here. Fix this. Default. Done. Boom. Now I can answer that question. The USS Massachusetts is a ship that was launched in 1941. Is it Iowa class? South Dakota class, which I think came after the Iowa class. No, the Iowa class succeeded the South Dakota class, actually. When was the first Iowa class built? 1940. Okay. But anyway, the USS Massachusetts. It's this amazing ship. I mean, it's insane how big this thing is. And there's a room. I mean, these turrets are huge. Look at this. Look at this. Look at how big those guns are compared to the people. I mean, those are kids, but still. It's insanity. And then when you go into this thing, that you can go all the way down into it, imagine a room that's like the size of the bridge. If you imagine the bridge of a ship in any kind of TV show or whatever, except there's like 2 or 3 of those rooms, and it's this massive computer system that's the size of like 2 big rooms. And the whole job of this computer system is to compensate for the ship bumping up and down in the waves, right? So it's like we have a target, it's at this range, and it's at this direction, right? So what this computer system does is it has this gyroscope, and it'll aim the turret in the correct direction and put it at a specific angle, and then as the ship bows up and down, it times the shot for when the turret is pointing at the right angle based on how the ship is bobbing in the water as it moves through the waves. So you plot this thing and then you say, ready. You don't hit the fire button and it immediately goes. You hit the fire button and then you wait a half a second for it to figure out the exact perfect angle when the waves crash again. That blows my mind at how cool that is, right? That's just, okay. Anyway, weird tour into, I want to go there again. Is what it comes down to. Anyway, these things are ginormous, and I just love I just got GMT has a game that just started shipping called Atlantic Chase, which is about the battles fought between the surface vessels in the Atlantic in 1939 through 42. It's got some abstraction for subs and stuff that participated in fleet battles, but mostly it's a surface ship battle simulator, not simulator, but combat simulation, I guess. And it's got a bunch of scenarios. I assume most of them are historical, but there's probably some ahistorical ones. Like, what if the Bismarck came out with the full Kriegsmarine against the full home fleet? How would that play out? And you try to maneuver your ships and find the other in the right type of weather and things like that. So it seems pretty cool. Anyway, yes, I'm the only German player that spends this much time looking at my navy. And the problem is, it's got built-in light attack that is melting my brain. You can't do that. You're screwing up my head. Okay, that brings us back to how do we use these things? And the answer is, it's a host unto itself. It travels at a decent speed. It's got good light attack and good heavy attack. It's got decent piercing. Okay anti-air. Question, does it need to be escorted? I'm pretty sure they weren't. What was the Gneisenau and the Admiral something? There were 2 battle cruisers, right? German battleship. It was a battleship, but that was a raiding ship too, was it not? Or am I thinking of a different... The Scharnhorst. That's the other one. The Gneisenau and the Scharnhorst. Oh, I already have those, don't I? That's in my other... I built those. There's the Scharnhorst class. So maybe I am thinking of the Graf Spee. That's so this Deutschland class Panzerschiff. These are their raiding cruisers, I guess, that I'm thinking of. That's why they have the big range. The Graf Spee and the Admiral Hipper, were those the ones that made their way all the way to South America at some point, if I remember correctly? Anyway, so they're all Deutschland class, right? Yes, it's only the one class. Now, this is what's crazy, too. This is a Deutschland class battleship, pre-Dreadnought, and these are Deutschland class Panzerschiffs. Raiding cruisers, however you want to call it. We've also got a third raiding cruiser. Let's just stick this up with the others, I guess, for now. Now, what am I going to do with these things? That's what I don't know. They're certainly not the pride of the fleet. Not anymore. Not when we've got the Scharnhorst. This is the pride of the fleet. The ship bonus gets bonus experience and chance to receive a critical hit, but a penalty when sunk. Does it cost anything to reassign it? No. Okay. Sure. We're probably going to replace it again when we make an actual for real battleship that we've designed and not one that came out, based on design in 35. Oh, we got some more mining ships. Send those over to the weird mining fleet we don't care about. So, do we send this off with some light cruisers to help them? They don't need the light cruisers. The light cruisers would only help against some destroyers, but they can't really... I guess a heavy cruiser is probably, especially with battleship guns, going to need some screens. So let's take this out for a little bit here. Oops, I didn't want to do both of those. Put that back up here. Oh. I can't move this around like I could. Oh, yes I can. No? I can't move it. Oh, that's annoying. So I have to do this and this to get them back in the position that I just had them in, which I'm not done organizing all this. I just want to keep it there so I remember. So, sending 2 of these guys out plus 3 light cruisers and a few destroyers seems like not a terrible plan. But none of the destroyers that we had were very good. These are the destroyers I made. I guess I could give them a couple of the Rydell class. Oh, hang on. Here's some... What about these destroyers? These are really just good for screening. I think I might give them a couple of these Zerestor destroyers that were built, that were laid down before the game started. That might be a good place to get rid of them. Give them to the raiding group. All right, now when they all go there. So we've got a fleet of 15 ships. Is that too many? I almost think that's too many. Now here's the thing. None of these have the ability to find. Or the Leipzig, does Leipzig have it? Yes, it does have the ability to detect surface ships, at least decently. We could also give it a lookout cruiser, just to round it out to a nice 14. I don't have any of those yet. We just started building them. I thought we started building them a while ago, but I guess we've been going slow. The first one's coming out in December 4th. All right. I spent way too much time looking at this. Now, you know, here's where I wanted to look at how these medium assault guns work. Now that I can actually put them into a... Okay. Say we replaced a medium tank with a medium assault gun. How does that help us? More defense, less supply use, more soft attack, lower production cost. So it's cheaper, better defense, but much lower breakthrough. Like way lower. 26 is a big reduction. But you might mix in a couple of these with your armor division so that you can help balance out the breakthrough and defense. Do we need 600 breakthrough in this division? Is that too much? Probably not, but it could be. Who knows? You might decide you want to shift a little bit of that power over to defense, and at the same time, you're lowering the cost of this division. It's a thing to consider. Am I going to want to build that? I don't know. But I'm still going to start building one of them. Because what's the armor on this? It's basically the same as a medium tank. I remember looking it up. It's a little bit lower than a regular medium tank. All right, so we'll slide that right in there above medium tank. And we'll get 2 factories on it. And later, if I decide to utilize them in a lot of places, I will do it. Otherwise, it might just be something we stick in our infantry divisions because it's cheaper than a medium tank and it'll still give them some armor. Now I can't see what anybody's been saying about this. There we go. Fire control. What about fire control? You're saying I should add fire control to the Panzerschiff? Did I miss something in my design? I thought the ones that I designed had good fire control. I could maybe refit the Deutschland class to add a fire control. Is that what you're saying? Why am I producing Ghost Strike? Because I want heavy tanks. Damn it. And I'm not going to get Tigers for a long time. So I'm getting some to start so that I at least have a little bit of a cushion. 125 so far. I like creating a shock, a very slow but very strong offensive division. Like I could probably make it right now. It would be actually what do we need to research to unlock? Like there's an SS division that the Germans get later. I don't know what unlocks it. I think the mod has it. I mean to say. Bicycle battalion. Not those. Something's got to unlock the SS and the Guards divisions that it was referring to. Maybe it's... Oh, I bet it might be this one. No. Oh, maybe it's a focus. Could be a focus that unlocks the SS. No. Huh. Because there's a piece in the mod description, like when you look at the... I got rid of the mod description thing, but there was a thing that basically said that the the Soviets. Is it this? No. Anyway, I thought there was what I would probably make the division out of is those special forces. But pretend that these guys are you know, the special forces in question. Defense breakthrough. Defense breakthrough, yeah, it's the same. These guys are just lighter. All right, here's what I would do. I would make sure we have some very heavy artillery. And then I'd probably remove those. And instead, we do a heavy tank. Is this a heavy tank? I guess it's a heavy tank. I wish they'd use the right. Damn it, I can't read this. And then I'd probably put a heavy tank destroyer and a heavy self-propelled gun on there as well. But what this does is it gives your infantry division 36 armor, right? So this is, you put how many gross tractors? 25 gross tractors in an infantry division. It gives it enough armor to survive most encounters unless the enemy has dedicated anti-tank. Even if they have like separate anti-tank, like an anti-tank company here, well, that's enough. But it doesn't have very high heart attack in the end, was what it comes down to. Point is, you can give a few gross tractors, give them a ton of armor, give them a ton of extra breakthrough, and then they've also got a lot of soft attack from the and this is non-tigers, right? This is 28. What do we put? One more heavy artillery in there just for the hell of it. So like, look at this crazy division. It moves extra slow. I don't have any, I mean, I get it. It's going to be slow, but it's going to be super good at punching a hole somewhere. It'll do a lot of damage, and that's what I want it to do. I'd probably also give it some extra recon to make sure that it's doing the right amount of reconnaissance. And these guys would all be the special forces divisions to make sure. And I'd have a few of those, and I'd use them as my giant hammers to punch through somewhere, especially somewhere that does not have, where speed isn't going to help us a lot. Anyway, we're short. Oh, well, we have way too many. Except we get 32, and it says we get rid of that. We get to -2. How is that possible? Okay, well, we'll leave that on 30 plus. All right, we're still filling up our fuel. I think I'm going to add one more. I want the fuel to fill up a little bit faster. Yes, 1940 ship hull is done. We still have to wait for the guns and the armor, but I'm actually going to start on the cruiser hull as well immediately so that our new cruisers will be buildable as soon as possible. Still a little confused by this Plan Z, which gives you effects when it fails. I did it basically as soon as possible. I had to rush the, the special tools, this one, Advanced Machine Tools. I had to rush that 2 years ahead of time, basically, in order to get the 1940 ship hull very quickly done. And actually, no, you know what I can do? I can immediately, I don't need to wait for anything to build a super heavy. The reason I was waiting to build my crown jewel is because I wanted it to go faster. So the super heavy comes with its own armor, and it comes with its own guns. So we don't have to research separate guns and armor. 50 piercing. It's insane how big this thing is. This is like Yamato gun, right? Can we give it 3? How much would that slow us down? 3 turrets means 28. We definitely don't want to go more than that. Like, you can load this thing down with 5 turrets, and it just has an insane amount of damage, but then it can't ever go anywhere. I would love for it to have dual-purpose secondary batteries is the thing. I love the dual-purpose secondary batteries. So maybe we wait on laying down the Yamato or whatever the hell we want to call this crazy thing until we can research dual-purpose secondaries, which is here, I think. Yes. Because it's a question like, dual-purpose secondaries are just straight up better than regular secondaries level 3. And I don't know why you'd ever purchase anything else. They have better light attack, the same light piercing, they have better anti-air, and they have a better max speed penalty. And they're cheaper. Oh, they cost steel. That's the only difference. I see. Anyway, point is, we're going to research that next. I am preparing for Sea Lion. That's the name of the stream. Oh, it's not the name of the stream. I named it Hearts of Oak. But it is, in fact, all about Sea Lion. I'm giving myself like a 30% chance of success. I'm guessing I'm going to probably not be able to launch it. The way that I think it's going to fail is the Soviet Union's going to declare war on me before I can finish it. That's what I think is going to happen. The other way it could happen is I have not put enough emphasis building my army. I've been putting too much into the Navy, and that's going to screw me. I don't know if that's the case. You know, I'm spending a lot of factories working on these dockyards instead of military factories. So 4.6 million barrels we're going to have in storage. As soon as we start the war with Poland, /France / the United Kingdom, we're going to lose access to all of our fuel that we're bringing in from overseas. We might be able to get, we'll still be able to get some from Romania, but I mean, like, we're tapped out of that. Oh, no, we can get more from Romania now. We can get a lot more from Romania, actually. Bring it back down to 6. There we go. Why is this going down? Is that our trade influence? I could try just making them like me a little more. Oh, they actually don't like me. Different ideology. Oh, that's changing. That's going to change. Eventually. We could do a non-aggression pact, which may make them like us. I don't know. I mean, here's my assumption. My assumption is this is on rails like the rest of the mod, and Romania is going to become my ally, right? I've got a decent amount of air forces. Let's see, what's my air situation here? I wish this showed totals. This just shows what I've got out on the field, right? It doesn't show me totals. I wish there was someplace I can see total air, infield, and... Is it this? Yes, no, this is infield also. Damn it. But anyway, I've got a decent emphasis on my air forces. I've got 15 factories working night and day to build the best fighters. I've got heavy fighters and tactical bombers I'm behind on a little bit. Close air support, I should put another factory on at least. Naval bombers I'm going to need a lot more of. Scout planes, I need to put a little more emphasis on. Transport planes, I don't have enough of those either. Ay, ay, ay. And I think I'm going to change my tactical bombers into strategic bomber builds soon. I need to be able to research it, though. I can't research strategic bombers for a little longer. 39 is when I'm supposed to research them, so soon, question mark. So naval bombers is the next thing I kind of want to do. All right, I'm not doing a national focus because I want to change my air design company. There isn't one that's going to boost my strategic bombers. So really, Oh, I don't have a naval option. Is there a... No. Okay, there's no design company that makes my naval air better, so I don't have to boost it. Good to know. Like, there is a thing for this. Gives you a research bonus for aircraft and such. Okay. What's next? I decided that next was going to be secondaries. That's right. So, in 175 days, we'll lay down the Big Bertha. Whatever. We need a good name for it. Gesundheit! UK production? God, I don't even have a spy agency. I should probably make one. Who knows what their production is? We got no idea. We're clueless. I forgot to engage the spy system. What do I want to update next, though, in my political situation here? This will simply increase my armor research speed. This will give me army experience game and mobile warfare doctrine. I've already got good doctrine stuff going on. I don't need a spy agency to check their... I mean, yeah, I could tag over. Oh, I could do motorized research also. Research speed is faster. Motorization research speed. What's going to give me enough intel? Oh, I can use scout planes even now? Is that right? Even though we're not at war? We gotta wait for it to tick over, I think, before this updates. Air recon. It has to also increase its mission efficiency. Oh, I got 2 researches finished at the same time. So again, we're coming up on 39. We should start considering 39 things, like a bonus to our factory and dockyard output. Yes, thank you. What else? 39 is also the year of better naval bombers. Strategic bombers is actually the year of the strategic bomber. Let's do it. I'm not going to get any bonuses from Messerschmitt, but that's okay. There was no options really to do so. What? There was a focus that had to do with this. Euro bomber. Available as military high command, so we don't have to do that before. Oh, interesting. However, it gives us a research bonus, so we should start researching this. Then before we even produce it, we do that focus, which will speed up the research for the next one. We can jump ahead and just do a little leapfrog there. Now, motorization research speed. Does that include mechanized forces? Because, man, I wish they would use one or the other. Heinkel for strats? Did I miss something? That's a tactical bomber. No bonuses for strategic bombers there. Not in this mod. I need the Luftwaffe expansion to get the bonus to the close air support. So what should I update? I could also consider changing over here when I want to design my screens. It's one of the things I actually dislike about the game is it the design setup makes me feel the pressure to anytime I'm going to research something new, I want to make sure I've built a design company that specifically boosts that thing. If I had to pick a design company and it could never change, I would feel better about it. I could just say, yeah, I'm going to focus on my light aircraft. That's where I'm going to focus my effort, making them better. But instead, I feel this pressure to switch over to Junkers or Henschel before I research my close air support. So I'm bouncing back and forth between design companies the entire game. Whenever I want to research the next version of these, it just feels bad because you can't do it perfectly. You never get enough. War economy still gives minuses, yes. Are you saying, should I go to war economy? It actually has weekly stability of 0.1% reduction. It also has a penalty to recruitable population. So, like, the mod tried to make it so you don't want to go to war economy until you're really, really ready to go to war, because there are those penalties, and your stability will just go down forever. So my stability might be really great, but if I'm at war economy for 4 years, that's going to start to be a problem, and I like that about the mod. I like that. So I'm not ready to go yet. There's actually a focus which changes us to it for free, by the way. Which one is it? This one, Mobilize the Reich. This changes us to war economy for free. So we don't have to, and it's a requirement for a ton of other stuff. So there's no reason to choose war economy. We do need to recruit more people faster, though. Do I want one more infantry division training? So this is the third, so 4. I don't like just putting these out on infinite, but I don't like doing the math either. Here's the deal. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, that division is now accounted for. So what do I need to fill these two out? It's 6 plus 14, so 30. Or 20. Jesus Christ, can't do math. Oops, wrong thing. So let's go ahead and set up a line specifically to fill those out. And then this one is a brand new line specifically for 24 divisions. I think I have enough equipment to run all of these at the same time. This is also going to tap out our final Panzer division. Then we'll look at our... We're still trying to crank out medium tanks, right? Yeah, we're still way behind on medium tanks. So we have to... Because we got 4 for free. So we have to stop building new ones so that our production lines can catch up. Not yet, ships. Not yet. Oh, you know what I can do now? I can choose the focus that lays down... Oh, no. I need the improved heavy battery before I get the free Bismarck and Tirpitz. Let's go ahead and do this one just so we're further down this tree, though. 0.16 per day. That is too low. It's way too low. Like, my political power is so terrible right now. Oh, God. Jesus, now they're really not letting us have it. I think it's my trade influence with them. Either way, I don't need to get that from them right now. That's fine. We'll get it from somebody else. In the meantime, maybe we'll get it from the Dutch East Indies. Or from the Netherlands. There we go. Filling this up. Actually, now I can help fill it up even faster by stopping... I don't need to train the pre-dreadnoughts. I don't know why I had them training. I do want to train those. I do not need to train the mine layers. No thank you. The subs here have finished their training. The subs here have finished their training. Has everybody here finished their training? Not quite, but I can break them off to lower the amount of fuel we're using. What should I have for subs? Should I have 1, 2, 3, 4? And then we're basically taking everything else that's not the subs and turning that into an actual battle fleet. And this one only has a few destroyers that need to be split off. So now we're actually organizing this thing, huh? Okay. We can turn that off. This should not have this symbol. This implies it's a battle fleet. It's not a battle fleet, it's a raiding fleet. Which I'm going to give it this symbol. Surface Raiders. And it's going to continue training just so that it can get these numbers up. Now, I'm not going to consider refitting these destroyers. It looks like I could. What could they upgrade to? I could upgrade them to a Rydell class, actually. Which is considerably better, but I'm not going to do it. My plan was to also give them one of my lookout cruisers. The first one off the line. Here you go. But if this is going to be our interdiction fleet, it's going to be both subs and surface raiders. We've got to pick an admiral that's going to work for both. I think Donitz is fine. I don't think there's an admiral that specializes in surface raiding. Doesn't look like it. So we're going to have Donitz be our admiral for surface raiders. And this is going to be the Kriegsmarine, which means it's not going to have the crappy little guys it's got now. This is our real battle fleet, I think. Battle Fleet Alpha. We're going to give it the nice big gun symbol. Where's that hiding? There it is. And we've got to pick an admiral worthy of our first battleship fleet. Stupid old guard. Craven? He retreats all the time? I got nobody worthy of it. Oh, well, I guess Raider. He's a battleship adherent. And I hate... yeah. If he's a battleship adherent, why would his naval AA be worse? I like my battleships, but I don't like them protected. I don't like it. But he's still the better everything else we got. Number of ships in first contact is high. That's also very... well, yeah, when the fleet arrives, it has more ships directly involved in the combat, I guess. Oh, and he's also going to be used for patrolling and stuff, so that's good. So here's our first main battle fleet. What is it composed of? Let's take a look. 2 battleships, 2 heavy cruisers, and 28 destroyers. We're going to need some fleet light cruisers in there to help out. Now, unfortunately, these destroyers are not fit for the fleet, so they will need to be excised. We have 1 fleet heavy cruiser to put in there. Oh. We'll put it in there when it's done training. This is what I'm going to call auxiliary. And we'll just assign that Craven guy, I guess. He's a superior tactician, though, so maybe it's still okay. But he just retreats more often. Ugh. We'll give it to this guy, I think. No, that's actually a good thing to have, huh? He's bold. I mean, I guess if he's old guard, it's not terrible. Gentlemanly. Yeah. I'll give it to him. Point is, we're going to go ahead and use this as the training navy, I guess. To that extent, I've got to give it the symbol that I associate personally with my training. It's got to be a green symbol because these guys are green, you know. Oops, the fleet should also be the same weird green color. And this should just use the fleet's color. There we go. That's fine. Okay, so we've got our green fleet with their obsolete dreadnoughts and a whole bunch of just almost useless cruisers. Mine-laying cruisers. I mean, technically they're useful, but I don't want to send them into combat. All right, so now, what do we have here? So if we've got, it's good to have like a 5-to-1 ratio of screens to capital ships, as I recall. So this has 4, which means we'd need 20. So that's good. 25 is good. 25 might actually be too many. If I want to put cruisers in here, I'm going to take the destroyers out and stick them into the reserves for now. Oh, we got a couple more submarines available. There we go. These are done with training, so we'll put them down in the reserves, and we'll find the reserves that are not done with training and put them into the training fleet. This is a lot more convoluted to do than it is with the army. If I want to train my guys up, I have to manually move them around because you can't train and be in the reserve at the same time. You know, I guess I could have this set to tell every single time I build one of these, put it in the training fleet, put it in the training fleet. But for now, actually, for the ones that are coming out, I should do that. Let's do that. God damn it. Find the right thing. Okay. Training Navy. Training Navy. Training Navy. Every time you come out, you go straight into the Training Navy and you start training. That's how you do. They're not training in the right place. I need to go ahead and change that because when the war breaks out, they do not want to be training in the North Sea. That's a terrible place to train. So let's go ahead and send them back to this. And from there, then they can go train. There you go. Train in the lower Baltic. That I'm okay with. Actually, I'm not okay with that either. Train in the Danish belts. That's probably the least problematic area to train in. These guys are still training as well, the surface raiders. They will stop training well before the war starts, though. These guys don't need training. And so that brings us to these guys. We can actually make a navy for escorting. So we'll make a brand new... there we go. Should it be this? No, let's make it a little bit of a warmer color. This is the escort fleet. So if we do need to escort our ships, we'll have a way to do it. And the escort fleets should have what symbol? Life preservers, because they're saving, you know, the other fleets. So the other thing we don't have is we do not have patrol fleets for our battle fleet to save on fuel and protect them. So we need more lookouts. And we're producing 3 per year. That is barely enough for me to feel comfortable. I'm going to put another line of lookout cruisers on here. Make it 5. It's not going to be the full 10, but it'll give us an extra 1 or 2 a year, roughly. Okay, so we've got carriers coming out. I mean, they'll be here by 1940. We'll have 2 carriers. It's not terrible. We're not going to have 4, but we will have 2. And if Sea Lion is 1940, is like late summer 1940, that's what we'll have them for. I'm pretty sure we're not going to have like those super battleships we wanted to have. So we're going to have to go with what we've got, which is hopefully going to be lots of destroyers, lots of light cruisers, and the Scharnhorst class battleships we've got with maybe some more. I'm still waiting to do this one, which will lay down the Bismarck and the Tirpitz for us. Like, it's also possible to delay to 1941 and just do as much air damage to the British as possible between then and now. All right, so this one's going to stop training soon. This one, I'm going to pull people out of it when they don't need it, as long as I remember to go back and do it. I should probably form the cryptology department. It's real late. Like, I should have been breaking ciphers from the beginning of the game. It's too late. Maybe I can steal their cipher. All right, I've got almost enough to do something with the political power. It might be one of these guys. Fighters. Lowers their production cost. Oh, that's actually really good to get sooner. Or Chief of the Luftwaffe, air generation chance, air experience gain. I mean, those are all good stuff. Has completed the focus Schnell bomber. We don't have that. I think both of those are things that I can't get anymore. Schnell bomber, not available. Is this going to unlock a design company? Military high command, not a design company. So it's going to be one of these guys. And which makes it cheaper to make them. Where's my strategic bomber? 117 days. Can't do that yet. Air Force investments. That gives me a bunch of free stuff, but I got to research the most recent version to take advantage of it. I think I should do this next. Yes. That'll give me the ability to research cruisers and destroyer hulls at a faster rate. Damage and defense. I mean, this one doesn't need to get all the way up to experienced. This one's main value is that it has a lot better spotting than the others. I'm a little disappointed that I have so few. Actually, a lot of them are in here, right? Yeah, there's a couple in here. We've got some more submarines. Submarine training schools is submarine models. Strategic bombing doctrine gives me better doctrine bonuses. This might be the time to do this. Krupp artillery is stronger, more expensive artillery. We are probably going to be, yes, I think we're going to start going after new artillery designs real soon. Yeah. Yep, we need to do that pretty soon, so getting Krupp on the list is a good idea. Yeah, I know I can do material research. I don't want to do that one right now. Another operative can be recruited. A seducer. Capture cipher effectiveness. That's what I need. I'm so far behind in the cipher game. Now, what does infiltrate civilian administration do? Does that allow me to capture cipher? No. I don't know what allows me to capture cipher. Do I need a specific portable radios? No. I don't know what I need to do a capture cipher. Do I need one of these? Intelligence-wise? Oh, we never looked at. Air recon is gaining an extra 15%. Still doesn't tell me much about it, unfortunately. There's the all-or-nothing armor scheme. Oh, good. So we can use one of those 100%ers for destroyer hulls. The other one for cruiser armor, and then we'll start looking at what we can do. So dual-purpose secondaries, that's the one we want before we make our super heavy battleship, which is not going to be ready until like 1943. I don't know why Sea Lion's going to be over, but I still want to make the big ship. What does the mod do in terms of gameplay? Well, it makes things more historical, kind of puts stuff on rails, because of the way that it sets up the focus trees and such. And one of my favorite things that the mod does, I'm not going to go over all the things because the first video in this series, I spent like a half hour, 45 minutes talking about the mod. But long and short, my favorite piece of it is it changes the combat width default from 80 to 120, and each additional direction being invaded goes from 40 to 60, which means that 30 combat width is the ideal ratio. Which means you can make divisions which feel like they're the right size and the right mix of things. I really like that. I also like they broke apart artillery into 3 different types. Pack artillery, which is the lightest artillery. It gives you the least bonus to breakthrough and soft attack, but it has very low penalties to terrain. Whereas regular light artillery, or just regular artillery, what do you want to call it, has decent terrain penalties. If you try to use this artillery in, mountains, minus 25% movement, minus 10% movement in the hills, minus attack in the jungle. But pack artillery actually gives you bonus attack everywhere in rough terrain. So it does, well, in mountains and hills anyway, it gives you bonus attack. So pack artillery, less penalties, even a few bonuses in rough terrain. Light artillery is what you've come to love and expect about artillery, and then heavy artillery takes a lot more to build it, 9 versus 12.5, but it does provide a lot more breakthrough, like 20 breakthrough as opposed to 16. That's not a huge difference. It's about what you get for the production cost increase, but the soft attack goes up quite a lot, and most importantly, it's especially good at urban and fort attacks, but it's also really slow. So you want to use your heavy artillery sparingly because it slows down your units when you put it in there. That's why the default infantry division only comes with 1 heavy, and all heavy artillery. Also, the other disadvantage is it has to come with trucks. It has to. It's semi-motorized heavy artillery only. Horses can't pull this stuff. So, that's a big problem if you want to use a lot of heavy artillery. So yeah, that's sort of the long and short of my favorite piece about it. There's a lot of other things to like about it. Unfortunately, they're not very well documented. You have to go in and look at the decisions early in the game. I got rid of them, but if you open up the decisions menu in the game at the very beginning, right after you launch the mod, it gives you a little walkthrough of the major changes that it makes. So there's that. Can't modify. Insufficient resources. Tungsten. Too much tungsten, not enough rubber. We'll add 1 more there. Just barely enough chromium right now. We are going to be trying for a sea lion to see how that works out in this mod. Very likely that it crashes and burns pretty amazingly, spectacularly even. Cypher will be ready in 3 years. Sorry, not gonna cut it. We need to speed up that Cypher for France, because we're gonna need it a lot sooner than that. We forgot to build our intelligence department. We were focused on so many other things. We can get a third agent. Oh, that's good. Well, linguist, they might, that's useful. Now it's April. I suppose I should start building a network in Poland just because we're probably going to stick on the historical time schedule. We've got free dockyards. That's good. I got to figure out what I'm going to add to this list. Are we going to add heavy... Oops, I want to keep the convoys at the top. Are we going to add heavy cruisers now? Or not? Do I want to build... I think I want to add another set of lines to this. And honestly to this. We're going to need more subs to help choke the... What's kind of developing my head here is a strategy where we take France on the historical schedule if we can in 1940. And we plan for Sea Lion in 1941. And the entire time between we taking France and the Sea Lion invasion, we are pounding the United Kingdom with strategic bombers and crippling them with submarines. And that way, when we go to invade, they will have had a nightmare of a time trying to grow their forces, but ours have been hopefully growing with no issue. To that end, I'm in the process of trying to get strategic bombers on the list of construction. We have a decent number of tactical bombers. It's not great, but it's decent. But we're going to be replacing our tactical bomber production with strategic bomber production as soon as possible. And we're going to jump ahead in time to build better strategic bombers as well. And we also have a decent number of heavy fighters, which are going to help us win that air war. Concentrated Industry 3 is done. Let's get Construction 3. That's also got to be on the schedule. We've now got enough to potentially add something here. Maybe it should be our military high command, but that's got a bunch of people we've got to unlock. Fleet logistics, no. We're almost certainly going to want this. Army regrouping is always kind of a nice thing. I do want this guy, but we need Schnellbomber, and we're not going to build Schnellbomber. We picked something different. I also like the idea of all infantry getting better attack and defense as well. That's going to have a bigger impact than Rommel, because we don't have that many panzer divisions yet. We will, but we don't yet. Alternatively, what about our Chief of the Air Force? This ground support plus 8% is kind of nice. Carpet bombing genius. We'll get him when we finish Eurobomber. So let's go ahead and finish Eurobomber. Oh, no, I can't do that because I'm waiting for this to finish. Okay. So we're going to hold off on picking any of that until Eurobomber's what? 35 days. And that means when this has 34 days left, what will happen is we'll finish the research on that, and then immediately after we'll finish the research on that national focus. And what that national focus does is it makes the next version of your strategic bomber have a 1 year less penalty and a research bonus. So instead of producing any DO-19s, we'll jump straight to building Griefs. And that way we don't have to retool the production line twice. Unfortunately, there's no design company that's going to help us with strategic bombers, but we'll deal with that when we get to it. The difference here has got to be decent. Agility is up. Air defense is way up. Strategic bombing is way up. All right, anyway, what's done? Something's done. I definitely want to research this using my only other bonus. What has this got left on it? The 1940 cruiser hull has 120 days. So, this being 118 is perfect. I'll be able to start building cruisers in 120 days, roughly. 1940 is going to come soon. Ah, we finally finished half tracks. It's 1939, so we can also increase our fuel gain. All of these can be researched. But we also, oh god, hitting this part of the game makes me wish I had 4 more research slots. Because 1939 unlocks so much research. All of these guys got to get better. All of these guys got to get better. 39, the only good thing is that I got to wait for 40 to make good, better tanks. But 39 also unlocks better infantry equipment. It also unlocks all of these. So, like, Jesus Christ, I've got so much to do. And I definitely want to get the Schwerpunkt before we go to Poland, if at all possible. Something tells me I'm not going to get as much of this as I want. How are we on production of units, though? All right, we finally gained positive in armored cars. Medium tanks, we're still way behind the curve. It's going to take more than a year to fill that gap. Come on. Where's my medium tank production? I have a lot of factories on that. I guess I need another 5. What is this telling me? I've got, oh, mechanized equipment is also going to need to go on the table. I'm not going to use it anytime right in the very near future. But I'm going to need it eventually. All right, so we still have plenty of civilian factories to the point where the next thing I'm going to lay down... Oh, good. What about this? Also there. Good. No, let's leave that open to do something else. Sure, let's put those here. Another line of military factories, please. All right, what's the situation? 33 days. We're ready to hit that Ural bomber, reduce the ahead of time penalty by 1, and give a 100% research bonus for the next 1 heavy aircraft, which is going to be used on the Grief. And then we are going to assign as many as we can directly to that. I think we've got 10 ready to go. Do we want to stop them from cracking our cipher? Yes, we do, but... I want to get these as well. So the efficiency is 100%. So they're doing everything they can. Air recon's 20%. Capped from 23. Oh, so they're actually doing 23, but you can only get so much from air recon. Got it. If I sent a spy over there, I bet we learn a little bit more about their air situation. Let's send one of these French spies and redirect them to London. I thought I... No! Wait a minute. Maybe it's still going to work. Was that less than 35 days? I think it'll still work. I hope it'll still work. I don't know why that completed so fast. Do I want to go back to the beginning of May? I don't know how much I did. Let's just say screw it. God damn it. I'm really hoping that I still get the ahead of time bonus for the next research, and it didn't get absorbed by the fact that I'm using it here. Black Ice. I didn't know that was like... I know that was a big mod for Hoi 3, and it came out with some fanfare, but I've never seen it on the top of the lists in terms of... what do I want to use this for? Fort attack, entrenchment. I wouldn't mind this. Let's do that because it's quick. Oh, I want to do infantry weapons also. Oh. So much to do. And I need to do... I did mechanized. So what I need to do next is like... So I can do these guys to switch over and make infantry equipment really useful. But what I wanted is... this guy, Carpet Bombing Genius. Maybe not yet. We'll switch to this guy later, right? Instead, for the battle in France, I think I want the battlefield support guy. Yeah. Political power gain -5, though. It's already so weak. I can't take it. Hang on, there's 2 carpet bombing guys? 10 and -5 and air defense 10. What the hell? I think that's a bug in the mod. They maybe forgot to take one guy out. This one requires a specific focus, but if this one was here the whole time, why did I bother doing the focus? They're the same. All right, anyway. That still brings me back to this. What do I want to change here? Infantry equipment, make my infantry get better breakthrough, defense, and soft attack? Or am I going to start doing artillery research? I think I'm going to do infantry equipment research next. So let's do that. Like the very next thing, this is going to definitely start strategic bombing research. But then the very next thing after that, whatever comes out, is immediately going to be... All right. And it looks like it is not doing the ahead of time penalty. Oh, well. It is what it is. It's still... Oh, that's a heavy fighter. Oops. Oh, it requires assembly line production. Damn it. That'll take a year. I guess it wanted me to use the Eurobomber earlier. I should have done that. I should have hit the Eurobomber button a long time ago so that this came earlier. I should have been building these in 1938. But what I can do is up my heavy fighter game, I guess. All right, I'm going to use this to get the infantry equipment I was talking about. What's the situation vis-a-vis special forces limit? Yeah, I'm going to start... If my plan is 41, I don't need Marines training yet, do I? But I'm going to do it anyway. And the Marines are 30 width, so for 120, we need 4 of them. How many does it say I can have? Only 3 divisions using this template. Oh. Well, we need to crank out a lot more infantry is what we need to do. So we'll at least have 4 Marine divisions eventually. I'm also a little concerned at how I need... Oops, I don't need that. I'm a little concerned about not having enough fuel completely filled by the time we get to September. So let's go ahead and grab a few more to ensure that that happens. Oh, and we can... Oops. Probably take a bunch of these guys off. Yeah, one. This can go to here. These guys don't have a fleet to join yet. So they'll go down here. Nobody else is finished training. These guys probably are. They are. We can turn them off. There we go. That'll help a lot in lowering our fuel usage. Our air forces should be training too. Look at these tactical bombers. They're still a problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this one so that we have a reserve of tactical bombers. So now we've got 3 wings of tactical bombers. That's transport planes. I'm going to put everything in here for now. Why? Because I can. And then I'll assign them later. Also got naval bombers. I'm going to leave the leave those guys. Because I'm hoping to maybe actually get some information on the planes. I got to get to 30%, I think, to get aircraft types and locations approximation. Let's go ahead and do the Air Force Department infiltration next. Oh, these guys can definitely get assigned. Let's send one to here. This does not feel like I have enough to invade Poland with. Uh-oh. I assigned all the wrong things. Medium tanks. Mountain infantry. Let's do this. Send those back to the training army. There we go. So this is all infantry and it's all good. Okay. Strategic reserve unit. And light. There we go. All right. So I have one almost complete infantry force. I have one force that I've got stationed on the border here to guarantee that the French don't get cute. And that's my biggest. I've got 28 divisions guarding that French border. So I'm hoping that I'll have enough left over, 30 divisions plus all my panzer divisions and my mountain army, that those will be enough to collapse Poland. It should be. I also am going to have a massive air advantage over them. Battleship focus. I can lay down the Tirpitz and the Bismarck, and I can finally lay down my super heavy battleship. Because I finally got dual purpose secondaries that I've been waiting for. There we go. 22 knots! That's way too little. It's too heavy. I think I gotta take one of the big guns off. What difficulty? It's just normal difficulty. I don't play. I've played this mod a little bit. I've played it as the Soviets. I've never played it as the Germans. And I don't like to min-max stuff all that much. I don't like that micromanagement, so I try to avoid it. Do we want to put radar on here? Yes, we do, because it doesn't slow us down. Anything that doesn't slow us down, I'm for it. It lowers reliability, but that's okay. What else can we add to this thing that isn't going to slow us down? I don't think we want to add aircraft facilities. Do we want to add more secondary so that it's less helpless? Oh, regular secondary battery. Oh, it's a lower piercing value is the thing. Dual purpose secondaries. Higher piercing, but lower attack value. Should I have 3 turrets? Hard to say. I don't think I want it to be slower than 24 knots. It'll never make it to the battle in time. Hey, we found the Navy. All right, we'll be there in 3 days. But we're fighting right now. 38, that does 50 piercing. That changes it to 52. Big Mother Hubbard. Oh, this is why. Okay, there we go. I can get almost 25 knots doing it that way. And really, my only choice is to add secondaries and anti-air. Dual-purpose secondaries lower the speed by 3. Anti-air lowers the speed by only 1%. But then I don't get the bonus of having the extra secondaries, you know. It doesn't need any more secondaries. I think that's enough. I'm going to surround this thing, ideally, with plenty of screens. And it's just going to be a capital class killer. It's got good anti-air. I like it just the way it is. What do you guys think? I think this is unkillable monster is what it is. Until it gets hit by a single torpedo in the stern and causes it to spin in circles and die. Right? Now I need to give it a name. We're already getting the Bismarck and the Tirpitz. What sounds nice? Ludendorff? Sure. Ludendorff class. I could speed it up a little bit doing this and just use the secondaries for their anti-air capability. I don't remember exactly how anti-air works. I think it's like you take the anti-air of the entire fleet and use that to determine how you adjust the damage. I don't remember exactly. It's some kind of thing where it averages the fleet or it uses all of it and sums it. I can't remember. If it sums it, that makes it better. It's not as good in the shallow sea or in the fjords, but 25 knots is respectable for a 3-turret, super heavy battleship, right? I think I might even put one more. No, I'm going to put a secondary. That lowers the max speed by 3%. 24 knots. Gives me a little bit more anti-air and a considerable more light attack. There we go. We've got 4 sets of secondaries now. That's the one. I'm good. I'm done. Ludendorff class. When's it going to be done? 1944? Maybe? Who knows? Oh, I forgot I got to start building strategic bombers. Okay. Fine. And I'm going to lower my tactical bomber production considerably. Oh, they all went up to the ones I'd already done. Okay. Well, the strategic bombers will get all new production of military factories, and I've got 3 full production lines working on that, so they will come online real soon. Yeah, we're going to do that, and then should be good. Okay, what is it trying to tell me about? Oh, the heavy ship hull is available. I know, I'm going to get the Bismarck and the Tirpitz, and when I do that, I'm going to need even more of these dockyards. 3 lines of dockyards, probably not enough at this point, but we'll see. All right, it is well past lunch. This has gone on a lot longer than I anticipated, so we're going to call it here, and we will pick it up. Not tomorrow, because tomorrow I'm going to be streaming Evil Genius 2, but maybe we'll alternate. So Evil Genius 2 will be tomorrow, and the next day will be some more Hearts of Iron, and then Evil Genius after that, etc. So have a good one, everybody. We will see you tomorrow, probably around 1 o'clock. I'm going to want to play around with Evil Genius 2 a little bit before I stream it, just so that I know a little bit more about what I'm talking about before the video. All right, have a good one, everybody. We will see you later.